Hello, everyone, and welcome to BodyBags. I'll be your reviewer for today. I'm Lonnie from Tats, and yeah, I got a pretty good film to talk to you guys about today. Here in the last couple of years, it's been pretty interesting. A lot of our great, movie slashers are coming back full force. We have a Michael Myers trilogy, Chucky as a TV series. We got a new Scream. We got a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. One of our big heavy hitters is missing, though. We all know who that is. It's our homeboy, Jason Voorhees. Well, there we go. Jason Voorhees, right there. Where's our boy Jason? Well, I don't think I really need to tell you guys. I'm pretty sure you already know that, yeah, there have been some legal issues and everything going on with the rights and everything to the Friday the 13th franchise, and which, hopefully now have been pretty much dealt with, and maybe in the next year or two, maybe we could start seeing a glimmer of hope that a new Jason movie will be on the rise. Now that being said, I do have a little bit of good news for you though. However, if you're a Friday the 13th fan, you love the series, you love a lot of the talent in front of and behind the camera of the Friday the 13th series, I have a fun movie that I think you're really going to enjoy, and I've already reviewed this movie on my channel, but I wanted to do it again for BodyBags because, to be truthfully honest with you, I really want this movie to pretty much reach as many people as it can, because this really is a very well-made film, and I really do think that I really want to help get the word out. This is, you're a Friday the 13th fan, you're gonna want this movie, you're gonna love it, and you're gonna enjoy it. The movie I'm talking about is called 13 Fanboy. Now, the movie is co-written, co-produced, and directed by Deborah Voorhees. You might remember her. She played the character of Tina in Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. And if you don't remember, she's the one who, has a love scene with her boyfriend. And while she's laying, on a sheet in the middle of the woods, she gets her eyes gouged out with a pair of shears. So, but anyway, though, she's the co-writer, co-producer, and director of this movie, and this movie is very much a love letter for Friday the 13th fans. And if you love Friday the 13th, I highly recommend you get this movie. It's it's available on streaming. You see it on Amazon Prime, Vudu, things like that. But the DVD is only $10 off of Amazon. So I mean, come on, that's not bad. $10 for a good quality film. Come on, it's totally worth it. And the movie begins, okay, it does kind of have a little bit of a feel, kind of like Wes Craven's New Nightmare. You know how, Wes Craven's New Nightmare kind of, it kind of balances kind of fiction versus reality in the sense that, like, Freddy was, this evil entity takes on the form of Freddy Krueger and then, comes after the people behind the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Well, it's kind of a similar situation here. We begin with Deborah Voorhees playing herself, and she's watching over her granddaughter, Kelsey. I think that's her name. I think that was her name, Kelsey. And they're out playing, and then they started being menaced and stalked. And so Deborah, she hides her granddaughter, and she's attacked and killed by this assailant here. And years later, Kelsey is now, she's an actress herself, and it turns out her adoptive grandmother slash godmother, I guess you could say, is Dee Wallace. Now I know a lot of people will probably be sitting here thinking to themselves like, what the hell is? You said this is Friday the 13th. Was Dee Wallace doing this? It's like, you know what? Who cares? It's Dee Wallace. Dee Wallace in anything is good, but they do explain why Dee Wallace ends up being the main character of this movie. It turns out that our slasher here really is a demented fan who is really obsessed with the Friday the 13th series and, to an extent, the Halloween series as well. And so this fanboy basically had sent letters and everything else, over the years, trying to get in touch with people in the Friday the 13th films, and tried to get in touch with Dee Wallace because she was, she played Laurie Strode's mom in Rob Zombie's Halloween. So that's kind of what she's doing in here. But even still, who cares? Dee Wallace is the star of a movie. It's worth watching for that alone. And Dee Wallace is amazing in this movie, of course. Yeah, big surprise there. Dee Wallace, it's fantastic in a movie. Who would have thought? But she is. She's really good, and she plays her part really well. And her and Kelsey, Deborah's granddaughter, they start, receiving, some very, cryptic messages and, text messages, things like this. And they start realizing that, there's this demented fan out there. And the thing is like, this fanboy, he tried, like I said, he tried to reach out and become friends with, people in the Friday the 13th franchise, but, either they never answered him back or he felt that they rejected him. And so he wants to get revenge on these people from the Friday the 13th franchise because, they rejected his friendship and he had spent, all his life watching the Friday the 13th series and things, over and over again and everything. So he kind of felt like he was, he's owed their friendship. And so he starts going after, and you get, a nice assortment of actors and actresses from the Friday the 13th franchise. You already have Deborah Voorhees playing herself. Corey Feldman is in the movie, but he's not playing himself. He's playing the part of a scummy producer who's producing this low-budget horror film that Kelsey is working on. You have Trisha Savage from Friday the 13th Part 3. You have two Jasons. You have Kane Hodder and you have C.J. Graham from Jason Lives. And both of them get, this is one thing that's really great. If you love both of those guys, you get scenes of these two guys being absolute badasses. Total badasses. I mean, we already know that they are. C.J. Graham and, Kane Hodder, those two guys are just dope as fuck. They're just awesome. And they get, and the writing in this movie, Deborah, and her co-writer, let's see, Joel Paul Resig. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, but they wrote some really good character moments for these actors and actresses from the series. But also you got Jennifer Banko, young Tina from A New Blood. You got Lar Park Lincoln, grown up Tina from New Blood. You have Deborah Sullivan, Adam Marcus's wife. Adam Marcus, directed Jason Goes to Hell. You have Judie Aranson from Part 4. You have, oh man, so many. What was his name? Ron Sloan, who played Junior in Friday the 13th Part 5. Let's see, who else there am I missing? Tracie Savage. Okay, you got Vincent DiSanti, who did the awesome fan film Never Hike Alone, and right now he's you can check in on it. He's working on the sequel, and they're looking for funding. So if you want to look into that, But yeah, let's see who else. Judie Aranson, okay. So yeah, but I mean, you do get a nice assortment of actors and actresses from the Friday the 13th franchise, and he's stalking them and trying to kill them one by one and working his way to Kelsey and to Dee Wallace, and as the movie goes on, there are some twists and turns that honestly, I really didn't see coming. I thought that this is a movie I started to think I was going to have figured out, but it does become kind of a whodunit, who is the killer, and there are some really nice twists and turns along the way, and usually I could kind of see this stuff coming down the road, but I have to admit this movie left me pleasantly surprised, and one thing is kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm starting to see where it's going, but for the most part, there were a lot of things in this movie I did not see it coming. You got some really good kills. You got some, impressive gore effects. The movie, it's low budget. It was crowdfunded, but it looks beautiful. And as the movie was shot in Ruidoso, New Mexico, and somebody who's a New Mexico native, it was just so nice to see New Mexico represented in a movie again, and see the beautiful New Mexico landscape, even in the winter time and things. But just everything about this movie works, okay? And it's a fun ride. You get, great performances, great acting. Your star is Dee Wallace. What more could you want? And this movie really is a love letter to the Friday the 13th fans. And, if you love a lot of the fan films, like, the fanfic films, like Never Hike Alone and stuff like that, you're going to enjoy this movie. You're going to have a fun time with it. I guarantee you will, and I definitely cannot recommend this film enough. And you get it for a great price. So I would definitely say, yeah, if you can, if you can get your hands on this bad boy, and I promise you, I think this will definitely help hold you over, in the next, year or two. Hopefully, it's not going to be that long, but hopefully before too long, we'll get some news of a new Friday the 13th, and we'll have something to look forward to. But until then, I think this movie is definitely going to help kind of keep your appetite a little bit satiated or sated until then. So, but yeah, 13 Fanboy, I promise you, you're going to have a lot of fun with it. And just, like I said, some inventive kills, some good gore, some good twists and turns, but just a really fun film to watch. So, anyway, that's going to do it. So, if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for I thank you for, I'm sorry, it's early in the morning. You can see the sun coming up in the window behind me, so it's turning to daylight. It's about time for me to get ready to go to bed before I turn to dust. Anyway, but if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. If you haven't already, go and subscribe to the BodyBags channel. We have a different reviewer, one for every day of the week. I'm the Saturday reviewer. A great assortment of guys. Everybody's doing wonderful stuff. We got some more fun theme weeks and everything else, and year weeks and label weeks and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, so please, everybody, come back, and hopefully we can keep you fun and entertained. So that's it, everybody. Take care. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.